Well, tonight, 3 Indianapolis Metro police officers, the chief of police, and the city of Indianapolis are facing a new civil rights lawsuit.
All of this comes from the attorney representing Anthony Maclin. He was the man who was shot by police while sleeping inside of a car in his grandma's driveway. A jury indicted 2 of those officers who appeared in court for the first time this morning. They did not indict the 3rd officer. Anthony Maclin's family and attorneys want the officer suspended without pay and an outside investigation by the Department of Justice. So tonight, our Karen Campbell was at that press conference where we heard from Maclin and his family.
She joins us live outside IMPD headquarters. And Karen, Anthony Maclin and his grandmother, they shared how what happened that night still impacts them today.
Yeah, Felicia. Anthony Maclin stood next to his grandmother at church today, and he's still hurting. He has incurred about $1 million in medical debt, and they both talked about how this has been an emotional roller coaster for them. It's also a reason why they want to hold IMPD accountable.
I just want to show just how much God has done for me, because I just would not be here if this was not for him.
Anthony Maclin, surrounded by family, friends, and his attorney Monday at Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, still recovering after he was shot at by IMPD officers reportedly more than 30 times on New Year's Eve as he slept in his car in his grandmother's driveway.
35 times, and I get hit 3 in a car that's not moving. That's God protecting me. He has a plan for me.
The family now calling on those officers to be suspended without pay.
So many things could have happened to prevent us from being here today.
Maclin's grandmother, Vicki Driver, says he continues to struggle 9 months after the shooting, a shooting that left him in the hospital, later a wheelchair. And now, although Maclin is walking, he's still in pain.
Every day, when he puts on his clothes, he's looking at scars. When he moves his hand, he's feeling the pain. When he shifts back and forth, it's a good possibility that the bullets that are still in him can move.
Maclin said the morning of December 31st, he thought he was in a safe place until he heard banging on his driver's side door.
I had no idea what that was, and I seconds later, after hearing knocking, I hear something louder than that, and I knew that I knew it wasn't rain, it wasn't hail.
It wasn't until he managed to get out of the car that he realized he had been shot. Maclin said if officers who shot him could hear one message, it would be this.
You guys do not know what I have been through, what you guys put me through that day. And you guys did something that just wasn't right.
Yeah, and again, the family wants to hold the officers responsible. Again, they're calling for them to be suspended without pay. Coming up at 6, you're going to hear more from Maclin's attorney and what he says about the allegations his client is facing. Felicia, Scott?
All right, strong messages there. Thank you so much, Karen. And the 2 officers indicted for firing their guns at Maclin made their first appearance in court today.
Our John Duran talked with the attorneys from both sides about this trial that's now set for December.
A grand jury decided Friday there was probable cause to charge IMPD officers Gregory and Chandler with 7 felonies for allegedly unlawfully shooting Anthony Maclin in December.
We have a prosecutor now, Ryan Mears, who is willing, in cases like Anthony's, to let a grand jury of Marion County citizens decide whether or not there's evidence and whether those officers should face criminal charges in court.
Attorneys representing the officers say they're not allowed to attend grand jury hearings.
A grand jury is controlled by the prosecutor. They decide what information the grand jury hears and doesn't hear. There is no defense put on in a grand jury process.
They're now looking towards the trial and presenting the officers' accounts of what happened that morning to the public.
Mr. Maclin and his attorney say he never touched the gun. He never moved his hand. He simply was awakened with a barrage of gunfire. I think we need to wait and see if that's what the evidence is produced at trial.
The Maclins also filed a civil lawsuit in federal court on Monday, listing the 3 officers who fired their weapons December 31st, Chief of Police Randall Taylor and the city of Indianapolis, as defendants. I'll tell you what the Maclins hope to gain from that lawsuit and what the officers' attorneys think of it tonight at 6. In Indianapolis, John Duran, 13 News.